All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to bring you a quick update on Nano Dimensions, stock ticker NNDM. They are a small cap, high growth company. We've talked about them several times on the channel. We talk about the small cap, high growth stocks a lot, so if that's content that you're interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if everyone would do us a favor and please smash the like button, it helps the channel out a lot. You'll see a link in our pinned comment to our free Discord. So we talk about this kind of stuff over there as well, so you're welcome to join us. Okay, let's get to Nano Dimensions. Yesterday, they put out a press release with an announcement that had a pretty big impact on their stock. So I want to go through that announcement, and I want to take a look at what's going on with their stock and their company. I've done several videos on Nano Dimensions, and I've done several deep dives. So if you want a deeper dive on what's going on, you can check out my previous video that I did just a few weeks ago. But for now, I really want to focus on this press release because it did have a dramatic effect on the price yesterday. It seems to be carrying over to today, and it's something that a lot of people have been calling for. I'm going to tell you how I feel about it because I don't necessarily agree with everybody, but it is playing out nicely. So let's get to the press release and see what's going on. Okay, May 17th, 2022, Nano Dimension initiates up to $100 million share repurchase plan process. Okay, so this is a share repurchase plan, and I can tell you I've done several Nano Dimension videos, and in the comments section, the most common theme is, why don't they buy some of their stock back? Why don't they buy some of their stock back? And it's a pretty strong debate. Some people passionately want them to do a stock buyback because they have a massive, enormous amount of money in the bank that they don't seem to be doing anything with, and that is frustrating investors. So their stock is down significantly off of its 52-week high. It's down over 80%. So this is a very beaten down stock, and this stock effectively is trading at a value of negative $500 million. The repurchase plan authorizes the company's management to repurchase ADAs, so those are American Depository Shares. And remember, this is an Israeli company, so they are traded on the NASDAQ. Then the last one, importantly, the company may repurchase all or a portion of the authorized repurchase amount. The repurchase plan does not obligate the company to repurchase any specific number of the ADSs and may be suspended or terminated at any time at management's discretion. So that's an important thing to understand. This doesn't mean they are buying back $100 million of their shares. This means they've started the process, they've gotten authorization, they've filed all the paperwork necessary so that if they want to, they can buy back up to $100 million of their shares. You know, $100 million set aside for this, I don't really have a problem with, although to me, I don't think it makes sense. I think I'm in the minority. Most people would rather see them buy their stock back. I would rather see a company that got a massive amount of money, save that money for its intended purposes, because I will say that there's an old saying, the best time to borrow money is when you don't need it. So that's what this company did. They got all their money when their stock price was high and they didn't need the money imminently. So effectively, by buying your stock back, what you're doing is you're giving the money back. Now, you're giving it back at a much lower rate, so, theoretically, they turned a profit on their own stock, but that is not what a company is in business to do. This is more to send a signal to the marketplace that we believe in our company. We believe our share price is way oversold, so much to the point where we'll take our own money and we'll start buying it back ourselves. And that did seem to so far work. Yesterday, this stock was up 15%. If we look at what it's doing right now, it's up 3% on what is mostly a red day so far. All four major indexes in the United States are down over 1%, between 1 and 2%. So in general, the market is very red today. Nano Dimensions is up another 3% in addition to the 15% that it was up yesterday. So the market cap is now $772 million. So what that has accomplished in just 1.5 trading days, by issuing a statement that they're going to repurchase $100 million of their stock, this company's market cap has now gone up $130 million. Now, again, there's plenty of room to go. There's still another $500 million before they get to zero, which means their market cap equaling the amount of money that they have in the bank minus their debt. So this really does just scratch the surface. I want to look at one other thing. Okay, this company is yet to report first quarter earnings. So here's a notification, Tuesday, May 31st, so that's just less than 2 weeks from now. They will be reporting earnings before the bell. However, they did give some preliminary numbers in the middle just to try and reassure the marketplace, and apparently that really didn't have any helpful effect because the stock continued to cascade from that point. They put this press release out on May the 3rd, Nano Dimension preliminary Q1 2022 revenue, approximately $10.5 million. They go on to say that represents a 39% increase over the fourth quarter. So that's sequential growth quarter over quarter of 39%. So that is very strong numbers. That came in above where the market was hoping. So they have not yet done their quarterly report, but they did give a heads up. However, the stock continued to cascade downward after this report. So, okay, before we get to the chart, just for those of you who aren't familiar with enterprise value, if you take this company's cash out of the equation, what's the actual value of the underlying company? In other words, if a company has $10 billion in cash, but they don't do anything, their market cap should be $10 billion, but they have no other value than that. So that's what this equation looks at. And here in this instance, you're going to see an enterprise value of negative, this says negative $631 million. This does not account for the last 24 hours of activity. It's more like negative $500 million right now, but that's negative $500 million. So that means what the market is saying is if you forget the cash that they have, what the rest of this company is worth is negative $500 million. So again, if anybody knows, I would love if you would drop in the comments if you could find even one stock in the entire stock market that has a lower enterprise value than this. This is the lowest enterprise value I've ever seen for any company. And this speaks very strongly to management. Basically, this is the market saying management is awful. They have $1.3 billion in the bank. We believe they are going to waste it. And that beyond that, the company has no value whatsoever. So, you guys can decide for yourself what you think that means. Basically, the numbers are the numbers, and the market is saying the enterprise value of this company is negative, which is very unusual. So again, if you know of another one worse than this, I would love to see it and dig into that one. And I would probably do a video if somebody can drop me a comment of a company that they can find with an enterprise value less than this one. Okay, let's take a look at the chart. Okay, we're zoomed out on the one-day time frame here. So you'll see this goes back to, they had a short-term high on November 2nd, which was about 6 months ago, at around $6.71. Now that is nowhere near their 52-week high. So I'm just zooming out for a second to show you their 52-week high was back over the summer in June of 2021 at around $9.24. Their all-time high was just a few months before that, so this is a little bit outside of the 52 weeks, but their 18-month high was up at almost $18. This stock is now, as we speak, trading at $2.99. So there's your 83% pullback from the peak to where the stock is right now. But even if you just measure off of its 52-week high, this stock is down 67%. And remember, this is what it took to actually drive the enterprise value of this stock to negative territory. Okay, if I zoom in on the 1 hour time frame, I just want to show you what's happened here. You'll see some extremely choppy price activity. This red line at $3.06 goes back to May 4th. So that was only 2 weeks ago. So that's just under a 30% decrease for a stock that was already priced at a negative value. May 12th was a local bottom for the stock market, the equities market, for Bitcoin and a bunch of the other cryptos as well. So that was kind of the bottom, and that's the day this stock bottomed out. So from there, prior to this announcement, this stock was up about 17%. And then you can see Nano Dimension's gaps up big time on this news. So this was yesterday's gap to the opening. So between yesterday's and today's price action, we're up almost another 20%. So that means that from the bottom on May 12th until today, which is only May 18th, this stock is up almost 39%. So that is a big increase, but I just show it on this time frame to put it in perspective. All that's doing is getting it back to almost where it was 2 weeks ago. So this was just a little roller coaster ride down and right back up to where we started. So if I do a couple of price targets on the larger time frame, and we do hold this stock in our 10K challenge, so if you don't know what that is, you can check out the channel and see what's going on there. So this is a stock that I have long-term conviction in. But again, I want to remind everybody, this is not financial advice. My conviction should not be your conviction. you need to do your own due diligence and make your own buying decision on this stock, because as you can see, the stock's down 83%. It's priced at a negative enterprise value, so this stock has not been doing well. My personal opinion is there's a lot of upside ahead versus the downside risk. The downside risk seems low to me because basically it's already priced at a $500,000 less than the cash they have in the bank, so I just don't know how much further they could go down. However, I said that $300 million ago. So we don't know. The bottom is always zero. So the first short-term price target I'll get is, you can see the stock got up to about $4 late in March. It also got there early in February. So that seems to be a price that it has hit a couple of times already in 2022. So that would be about a 30% increase in the price of this stock if it could get back to what I consider its 2022 trading range. So that would be basically the top of the 2022 trading range. The other price target I would give, and this is definitely a longer term price target for sure, but this only dates back to early November. So this was just 6 months ago. This stock was trading at about $6.73. So if they continue to have positive quarterly earnings reports, at some point this stock may gain momentum. I think this is, a reasonable 1 or 2 year price target, and this is a 121% increase in the price of this stock. So again, I don't know the future. There's no guarantee what happens. I'm just looking at the potential risk reward, and for me, this stock is already so overvalued. It feels like the reward outweighs the risk, in my opinion. But again, you guys have got to know your own risk tolerance and make your own buying decision on this. So that's what I got for you on what's happening with Nano Dimension. If you made it this far, thank you very much. And please remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.